leaving Renbury. Our last little bit of the Llangollen. We're quite sad to be leaving. Renbury's quite nice from what we saw of it. Interested in the mill, and didn't actually go and work out if it was actually a historic building with the you know, the corrugated iron cladding. It might not be. I mean, technically I suppose the boathouse is clad in sort of like corrugated iron, but doesn't look quite as historic as that. So the weather forecaster said this is pretty much what we're going to have all day. It's just going to be cloudy. It's not going to be cold, but it's not going to be sunny either, because there's some degree of, I don't know, high pressure keeping the weather stagnant. So thanks for that. But we had a lovely day the other day. Couldn't fault that day in Llangollen. Just one of those beautiful life affirming days, wandering around playing. Hey, first Bridget day, and then 5 locks, I don't know, some locks, probably more than 5. I'll have a look on the map and tell you. Don't know if I caught this on the way up, but had a little restoration project there. Anyone fancies a go? Land Rover Series 3. I'm not sure that we'll ever see the road again. There's a lovely statistic though, that of all the Land Rovers built ever, more are still on the road, or still in use, than not. I think you could say that for virtually any other car. Oh, nearly missed that. I was going to get it on the way up and then forgot. That is kind of pretty much polished metal. It's not painted. It's been polished, like what I did with kegs. And then I'm guessing, sorry, I'm flapping all over the place, and then a lacquer, put a lacquer on it, which is a superb idea, because boats, metal boats, do polish up really, really nicely. That one's called Tramp back there, by the way. I'm waving this camera around, surprised you don't get seasick. But yeah, what a lovely, lovely job they've done on that. That's for reference where we is. I was wrong when I said 4 or 5 locks. I think there's 9, or there was at the beginning of the day. I think we're coming through to the last of the locks before we then go down and leave the Llangollen Canal, and shortly onto the Shropshire Union, zip up, turn off onto, oh, lovely smell of ganja just hit me then, like really powerful smell. Someone having a nice morning, early morning spliff. Probably means the rest of the day will be a bit of a blur. Anyway, yeah, so then turn on to the Middlewich branch, and hopefully, there's not going to be a huge amount of video in today, because you've seen all this where we was going that way. We was going woof like that. So I could just play that video backwards, couldn't I? I won't know. That would just be silly. I've just done my bit for the British tourist trade, the boat going through the bridge hole there. But some lovely, polite Japanese people on there asked how far Renbury was and whether there was any good pubs there. So of course I told them, yep. Enjoy. I love it when people kind of like getting their first real glimpse of what you call British culture. It's beautiful. So this is the last locks, and then we leave the Llangollen. It's quite sad. Oh, rather sadly, that's now the end of the Llangollen Canal. Oh, ooh. So between those last two locks, there was one of the Anglo-Welsh, whatever, you know, posh class ones, and I think it's called Perseus. And the woman on there, all she did was squeal between one lock and the other. It was everybody's problem apart from hers. All she needed to do was go over to the right. Oh, this is going to be fun. Who's going where? So anyway, I wanted to go back and ask her what her problem was, but Charlotte wouldn't let me. And you know, people like that, what really give the hire industry a very, very bad name. She wasn't a little girl either. Gobby as fuck. Perhaps we're just in ignorant fucker territory. Got to admit, that woman on that boat's really wound me up now. And I think mainly because she was in the wrong and didn't like it. And the thing is, on this trip we've met, I've lost count of how many other hire boats. The vast majority of them absolutely superb. And I dare say that's true for everybody else who bumps into hire, or not bumps into, but encounters hire boats. But the one they'll remember is her on Perseus, one of the Anglo-Welsh posh fleet. And on balance, it's the owners that are often the problem, not the hirers. But she was vile. And I get the impression, I know almost everybody who watches this channel really would have liked for me to have gone and interviewed her on camera to ask her what her problem was. Charlotte didn't want that. Even though I weren't going to be confrontational, it would have made some lovely video with her screaming and wailing. But it's people like that, just that is when people complain about hire boaters. She is the person that they're complaining about, because she's the sort of person that you remember for a long time as being on a hire boat. So there we are, Perseus, Anglo-Welsh, posh, whatever. There's no way you could miss her. You'll probably hear her 10 locks away. And this is why we need to really enforce the handover audit so that people get proper tuition before they're allowed to take a boat out on a cut. Keen. Still can't tell if that's old Bill or I think it's old Bill. Difficult to tell these days anyway, because sometimes they don't. I was going to say put the orange stripe along the side. Crikey, how long ago was it that police cars had an orange stripe along the side? Does anybody know what I'm talking about by an orange stripe along the side? Oh dear, I've just embarrassed myself again by being old. Da 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 da. I'm making it worse now, I know. Evening all. Oh, well, we've got to bridge number 5, and there's loads of boats waiting to go up through locks, down through locks. Is there any waiting to go up through locks? There's one waiting to come up, and about when we got here there's about 8 waiting to go down, but we have a meeting planned here. Any minute now someone's going to appear. Look at that, with a bag of malt. Barry, we're calling it Barry. Hey.
The things we do for beer.
Look at this.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. I ought to take that off you, really, shouldn't I?
I've got to walk. Get an end each.
Right, well, boys and girls.
Thank you.
Now, right, shall I take it?
No, I'm alright.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's always good, boys and girls, to have a strong young man at hand. So, as I said, when we got here, there was about 8 boats waiting to go down, and some of them aren't massively experienced. So we just moored up back there. Very busy. It's a lot busier than the Llangollen was. So I think there's. It's actually quite nice. It's really clement just sailing down there. We got a little bit of sunshine a little while ago. There's 1, 2, 3 before us. Oh wow! Means you get to meet Marley.
You got like 9 hours from where you were?
Yeah, I reckon we'll be in Middlewich probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight. So, there we go. Should be a little recognisable boat there for you. We need to get you. Get you posing by the boat.
Oh, Marley, shut up.
Top here.
Right, that'll be good. Hey, look at that. So this, I sent Andy a copy of Hops and Glory, and that's where Pete Brown took a cask of India Pale Ale from Burton-on-Trent to India, and he called that Cask Barry. So in reverence to that, I think we should call this sack Barry. So this is the journey of Barry. I'm going to stop filming now so I can shake you around and get you a beer. Crisps, Marley. Crisps. Sorry, that's a really bad joke, wasn't it? What? Anyone recognise that? That was the one churning out shitloads of noxious as we was coming up here. Why that's still in the water, I've no idea. I bet people love being moored near him. Absolute fucking disgrace. Well, this morning we was at wherever it was, Wrenbury, and now we're on the last lock. I don't know whether you call it the Wardle Canal or the Middlewich arm of the Trent Mersey or the Middlewich arm of the Shropshire Union. Any of those will do, but this is the last lock now. We are now in Middlewich. So we've done Llangollen to Middlewich. When did we leave? Did we leave Monday morning? And it's now Wednesday evening. 3 days. Crumbs. And that's without having to thrash it. That's just been walking pace, because Charlotte has walked the entire distance, mainly with Marley, although he does come and join me when he gets a little bit tired, because he's getting on a bit now, aren't you, mate? He doesn't care, he's not listening. So there we go. What a smashing 3 days that has been. Middlewich over. I'm going to stop filming now because I've got to spin it right the way around to the left after I go through this bridge. I think there's a trip boat or a hotel boat. I don't want to run a risk of bumping into it. It's give me a little horn. Whoa, whoops. That would have been a good film, wouldn't it? That would have been a very good film. Me falling backwards into canal. Oh, let's not joke about that. Oh yeah, I was going to stop filming, wasn't I? I'll film it anyway. Here we go, we're on. We're now back on the Leeds Liverpool. I'm going to do this gently, do the gentle turn. There we go, it's Kingslock Marina and Chandlery. We're going to bat on up toward, actually I don't know where we're going to moor tonight. There's a couple of places where we've moored before. Makes a slightly more interesting video, doesn't it? Middlewich. That's the trip boat or hotel boat, not hotel, you know, restaurant boat. I don't know whether that is actually restaurant boat. It's definitely a trip boat. There we go, 3 canals in one day. 4 really, I suppose, if you want to count that. So we've got the Llangollen and the Wardle and the Llangollen, then the Shropshire Union, then the Middlewich, then the Wardle, now the Trent and Mersey. It's 5 in one day. I'm knackered. Someone's just sent me a link, say there's a new tap room opening. I'm not sure I've got the energy to go to a tap room tonight. I'm fairly sure I haven't got the energy to go to a tap room tonight. A number of years ago, this was Middlewich Narrowboats. It's a hire company which went out of business in salubrious circumstances. Are you allowed to say salubrious circumstances? They went out of business pretty quickly anyway. And this was their wharf. And this used to be just packed, lined both sides with like a couple of dozen narrowboats waiting to go out on hire. That's probably why they went out of business, because they shouldn't have been here. They should have been out on hire. If that makes sense. I suppose it makes a bit of sense. Oh, I think that's our last lock for the day, unless we decide to carry on up through what's called the Big Lock. I don't think we will. This is the other boat hire company in Middlewich, which is Anderson Boats. We've hired from them. Can't remember what we did. I think we might have done the Four Counties Ring again. I can't remember. But superb company, highly recommended. Dave and his mum, who I can't remember her name, sorry, Mrs. Anderson. Well maintained boats, clean, just nice, good value. Yeah, what can you say? So I think, you know, I'm going to call this a day now. It's what time is it? It's nearly 7 o'clock, so that's a 10-hour day. Doesn't seem like it's been a 10-hour day, but I suppose we had some nice sunshine. Met up with Andy, got some malt. I'm going to put another video up about what I'm going to be doing with that. I think we're definitely going to do this raffle. £1 a ticket, proceeds go towards Llangollen Railway, the Boathouse support groups, and St Luke's Hospice, near where Andy dropped this off, which is, you know, quite appropriate really. So I think that's quite a cool thing to do. So from Anderson Boats, well, we're not really, we're just going to go around the corner and moor up in Middlewich on Wednesday, 25th of August. Crumbs. What a wonderful summer this is turning out to be for us, even with the rain. Till next time, whatever you're doing, do it safely, and cheers.